Hello, happy Good Friday, which is a weird way to describe a very sad day. All right, so we have my last candle burning, and Luke, come on in, Luke.
Hello, guys.
Hello. He is gonna blow out our final candle.
Okay.
On this very Good Friday.
Sad day.
Sad day. Thank you, Luke. Okay, I have a dark gray cloth, and I am going to put it over my centerpiece because it's a very sad day. And I think you probably know why it's a sad day, but we're gonna read more about it together today. So I'm gonna put my dark gray cloth over my centerpiece, my whole centerpiece. And the story today has something to do with that day we talked about on Monday, Holy Monday, when Jesus went into the temple and turned over the money changers who were overcharging and blocking people from coming to worship God in his presence, because the practice until Jesus came was that if there was sin, if we sinned, which we all did, God's people would have to come and make sacrifices. There would have to be blood that was shed for the punishment of the sin. And this was because God's so holy. And there was a special place behind a curtain in the temple where God's presence dwelled. And no one was allowed back except very designated people. And in order for there to be anyone allowed, there would have to be a sacrifice that would be made so they could go behind the curtain to be in God's presence. Now, on this very sad day, where ultimately Jesus was betrayed and arrested by the soldiers and declared guilty, which meant in that time he was having to be crucified. He was having to be killed because the government deemed him guilty, even though he was completely innocent. And this is what happened. The soldiers took Jesus and put a purple robe on him as if he were a king. They made a crown out of thorns. Look at this. Can you imagine how that would hurt to have a crown of thorns on your head? Then the soldiers made fun of Jesus. Look at what a weak king Jesus is, they said. Next, the soldiers punched Jesus with their fist and hit him with their whips. They made Jesus carry a heavy cross up a big hill. Jesus was too weak and tired to carry the cross very far, so the soldiers grabbed a man named Simon and told him to carry the cross for Jesus. At the top of the hill, the soldiers put Jesus on the cross. They hammered nails through Jesus's feet and hands, and they left Jesus there to die. On the cross, Jesus showed us how much he loves us. Jesus died on the cross for us, even though he had never sinned or done anything wrong. Jesus died because we do wrong things. Jesus took the punishment for our disobedience and sin. Jesus died instead of us. Now what happened at the very moment where Jesus died for us in that temple where God's presence was. The curtain ripped right down the middle, right at that very moment, which demonstrated that there would be no more need for sacrifice, which meant that nothing can separate us from our God. And as we close, I want us to think a little bit about this on our sad day. Would love for us to think about what it would be like to be separated from God forever. And Jesus tasted this. He said on the cross right before he died, my God, why have you forsaken me? He tasted this separation. But being separated from God forever would mean there would be no joy, no laughter, no love, no hope. Because all these things in our world come from Him. And if we could not be with Him, we could not know these beautiful things. And really, they're Him. They're all wrapped up in Him. So as we think about Good Friday, this sad day, I want you to spend a second moment thinking about what it would be like to be separated from God for forever. And if you haven't already asked Jesus, if you have not already talked to God about your need for forgiveness, this is a great day to do it. It's a great day to say, God, I do not want to be separated from you. I want to receive what Jesus did on the cross for me. And I want to be with you forever. So think about that today, and we'll see you tomorrow.